Hello everyone, Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Cube World. It's been a while since I hopped into Cube World, and there really hasn't been any changes yet in the alpha test. Still, very raw game. Not a whole lot to do in it yet. However, I did come across the absolute best seed ever. Now, this seed was mentioned to me by one of my viewers on Twitch. We'll get into that in a moment. But this seed is so diverse just in your starting biome, you could go really from level 1 to probably level 300 without ever leaving just this single biome. So let's go ahead and hop on in and take a peek. I'm going to get on my Dwarf Mage, and Myth Randall is the person who suggested this seed to me. And in case you can't see it, the seed is 156-785-4123. 156-785-4123. Let's go ahead and hop on in. Alright, so here we are in Gaddon City. That's where we're going to start our operation off. Take a look at the map here. And we've got a lot of awesome points. Now, there's a ton of world bosses in this one. So in a lot of these dead, empty spaces you're seeing, there are world bosses that are there, actually. We do have a few portals as well. There's 2 portals all the way to the north. One all the way on the northeast, right here. One all the way on the northwest, right here. And then another portal just over to this side, just east of the ruins of Landrock. Now we're going to go through some of the various high points of this map, but as I mentioned, this seed is absolutely incredible. And it's so diverse, you could start off at level 1 right here and get yourself all the way into the hundreds plus. In fact, there's still an area that's a little bit challenging to me, and that is this Courier Forest. This is really the bread and butter of the seed, is this area here. And what it is it's a forest packed full of +4 mobs that there's just an abundant supply. By the time you clear it, they're respawning at the beginning, so you never run out of mobs. But what makes these +4 mobs special is they are super badass +4 mobs, because they're dropping power level 100 legendary items. I mean, really incredible loot drops off these guys. So this seed really, it offers a great place to level, great places to farm, a ton of different dungeons to run through, several different ruins areas which are cool. There's some valleys which are cool, forests. There's a couple of really awesome high points, a couple of different rocks. Here's one of them here, the Rock of Accola. But let's go ahead and run through the map a little bit and take a look at some of the high points and the exciting parts of this particular Cube World seed. Here's a quick look at the top of the Rock of Accola, which is quite the challenge to get up to. You definitely have to have some points into climbing, and you guys will see what I'm talking about when you get to it. Unfortunately, you get to the top, and you have a bunch of +2 mobs up here, so you know, a little bit of free experience essentially, but really nothing else. And we do have a world boss and daily quest up top here. Here's a free level. Chozor, the +2 lizard man. Gonna take a while to kill him, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on forward. I'm sure it's not gonna be any remarkable loot at all. And here is the end of the lizard man from up on top of the Rock of Accola. Did take a few minutes to kill, so if you don't have the daily quest, like I didn't have this time around, I don't suggest you climb up here. You get a +69 fire spirit, some plus 69 chest armor that's really garbage compared to what you get from some of the other mobs. Okay, now we want to go due east, so I'm going to go ahead and take the only real reason to come up here now, and that is this awesome hand gliding jump. You got quite a ways to soar here. You can make it really, really far. And here's the Catacombs of Accola. Now, although the Catacombs of Accola is only a +1 dungeon, one thing that's good about it is a very quick source of a bunch of XP, because there's a bunch of mobs that are all going to give you a decent amount of experience, and they're so easy to kill, like you just saw right there. Now, of course, you still have to watch out for all the little spikes, as they're going to tear you up regardless of your level. So let's see. I'm not going to go all the way through this. I just wanted to kind of display how easy the packs were to kill. You can pretty much just run through it and just wreck everything like this. Once you're higher up, of course. Now the stuff I'm getting is pointless to even bother looting, other than the coin, which I'll probably never use either. But very easy, quick experience. You see, I got 12 each for those guys. I've seen as high as 46 for one mob, I believe. And it's also a real quick one, so real easy to clear out very fast. And then here, of course, in the Angar Mountains, which are just north of the Licourier Forest, is another awesome spot to farm. There's a lot of +3s here. +3 undead, and as you see, I've got a daily quest if I can find the world boss here. Ooh, that guy hits hard. Or he had a homie. Or no, I had a homie. But as you see there in my chat log, I got some +89 purple gloves, which, you know, for killing +3s, that's not terrible. Let's see if we can see exactly where this is. It says, according to my map, it is over this way. The ruler is probably up at the top of one of these, I'm assuming. This is one that's much easier to climb, of course. You can just stay mounted and just jump up the sides. He must be down in there. See, now there's just a blue wizard. See if this guy's a +3. Yeah, it looks like just the undead are going to be +3s. But another good spot to farm, especially if you're to the point where the +4 farming spots on this map are a little too much for you. Here is a nice +3 spot. One of the nice things about this seed is as you're traveling around through it, there is just a ton, just an absolutely abundant supply of water for, you know, for your mount, your trusty pet to drink up and get their little 5 bubbles. And then also for these higher +4 and some of the more difficult +3 farming areas, you're going to be going through a bunch of potions. So you want to make sure that you have, you know, close by water all the time, essentially. That way you can get your potions and your mount all squared away. And here we have the Catacombs of Cir. As you see, it is not too far from Gadden City right there, just kind of north and west of it. But the Catacombs of Cir is your starter dungeon. If you're low level and you want to pop in here and you're just getting started in your Cube World experience, this is where you want to begin. The Catacombs of Cir. As far as dungeons, that'll be the first dungeon that you want to do. And here's a quick look at the Ruins of Landrock. This is another relatively easy dungeon. +1s in this one, so you can burn through it really quick for some XP, or just start off in this dungeon right at the beginning when you're still a bit of a lowbie. The Ruins of Accola right next door, of course, is another starter dungeon, so you can go in that one or the Catacombs of Cir pretty much immediately. Another one of the better dungeons to start off with when you're just leveling up on this seed is the Cir Castle, where I'm at here. Now, as you see, it is just southeast of Gadden City. But this is another dungeon that's starter level. You don't want to do this one if you're higher level, as the XP is just not enough for you. But it's one of the good beginner dungeons. It's one of the better places to start off, depending on if your travels are taking you north or south. A good place to come as you're leveling up is here in the Ruins of Ezra. You see, that is due south of Cir Castle there, and it's just south and east from Gadden City. Now, the spawn point is going to be right actually over here, so you've got a very short run to get to the main city. But the Ruins of Ezra are a good farming spot when you're slightly lower level, because it's not an overwhelming amount of mobs, and the mobs that are here are +2s. So once again, nothing. You're not going to get any record loot out of the place, but you will get some decent stuff, especially if you're low level. You're going to be getting like power level 45-ish things. But you got to start somewhere. Zombie bad. Bad zombie. So yeah, not too many mobs here. There's some more skellies and zombies. Nothing else up here, but that's the Ruins of Ezra. Now, a good place to start farming up, say like power level 60-ish gear, is the Anmi Valley. The Anmi Valley is once again due south and then east of Gadden City. And you're going to pick up items like these +60 purple cotton gloves here. And same thing here, the mobs respawn fairly quickly. So it's pretty easy to go on a nice like killing loop, and by the time you get back around to the start of it, you've got you've got more stuff to kill. Now, this is not the premier farming area, of course. So there's a +61 iron axe. This is not the best farming area on this seed, but this is a good spot to go if you're just getting to the point where you want to start trying some of the easier +4s. They're about the easiest +4s you're going to get, is the guys right here in the Anmi Valley. You see they're pretty abundant all throughout. There are some friendlies in the mix too. And the good thing here is you've got the humanoids, so there'll be plenty of coin and everything dropping. Here's some raccoons. All +4s all the way through the whole valley. And then once again, another really awesome dungeon to come do, especially when you're lower level, is the Cigar Palace. Cigar Palace. Anyway, it's a +1 dungeon. Pretty, going to give you some low-level stuff, but it's also going to net you some fast experience. Whoop, whoop. If you're low level. I wouldn't come through this one if you're past, say, level 60 or maybe even 50. It's probably going to give you a really bad experience anytime after that. And that is next to Dorano Valley here. You see Garden Gaddon City is still, now we're to the southwest of Gaddon City. Working my way around through the map. And then another just above starter level dungeon would be Doraria Palace here. This is another one you can basically come through and steamroll if you're higher level. This is a good spot to come in and get yourself some low level gear. Once you get ready to start working on plus mobs. Once you get past the complete basic dungeons and you want to start looking at some +1 mobs in a +1 dungeon environment, Doraria Palace is the place for you. You're not going to get a lot of experience in this one if you're higher level, although you can clear it in a matter of minutes, since you can just basically roll through and just steamroll everything like so. But another good starter dungeon. This one is +1, and will get you some good loot if you're just getting started and you've cleared some of the other basic dungeons. So here we are in Courier Forest, and this is really the meat and potatoes of this seed. There's +4 mobs all through this forest. They're so abundant that there's no possible way you could kill them all without them respawning back where you started. There's just so many mobs. As you see, there's bees and critters and random stuff running around everywhere. So there's a lot of different selection on what you can kill. Here's a friendly. It never hurts even to follow the friendlies around because they are a huge help. And some of these mobs are pretty tough. Now, obviously, 1 + 4 mole is not going to give you too much of a time. But when it comes to, like, getting into these camps, very difficult. You can get yourself wrecked real quick if you're not careful. Like I am about to. Fat heels. Wow, that one tough biter. Holy crap. Let's see what we got here. See, there's a +90 legendary longsword with a +94 wood boomerang, blue wood boomerang pattern. But you can get some awesome stuff. You see, I've got this +100 legendary shield. See, there's a +100 epic iron gloves. There's a +91 legendary, a +99 legendary, a +99 blue. There's some very fat loot to be found here in Courier Forest. There's no doubt about that. You just have to be real careful making your way through this forest, because you can get overwhelmed really quickly. Because although it looks like everything's pretty spread out, there is a lot of roaming and padding mobs through here, and it's just an amazing farm spot. So as I mentioned, this is really the bread and butter of the seed. It doesn't get any better for farming than in Courier Forest. And this forest here can actually take you up as long as you have the patience to do it. I've gotten probably 50 or 60 levels here at least. Just messing around, running around, killing stuff. But awesome place to farm. So once again, there's a little cube world, the best seed ever. Thanks for watching. Click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.